stopping the massive cheating that's gone on. And so we're going to be signing an executive order. I believe it's foolproof.
As you've consistently identified, two of the biggest problems we have with election integrity in this country are, one, inaccurate voter rolls that allow ineligible people to vote in various federal and state elections all over the country. And secondarily, you've consistently identified that vote by mail in this country has become rife with fraud. People returning ballots who aren't eligible to return ballots, ballots being sent to people who aren't confirmed to be eligible voters.
And what the president is doing today is he's going to make sure that mail-in ballots are safe, secure, and accurate, and will have a clear distinction. If you voted by mail, you will have it on the envelope. Obviously not on the ballot, but on the envelope. So we will know 1 million mail-in ballots. There'll be 1 million envelopes, and you'll be able to know exactly, correctly, that citizens voted.
I think this will help a lot with elections. We'd like to have voter ID. We'd like to have proof of citizenship, and that'll be another subject for another time. That's a big deal. Very proud of it. We want to have honest voting in our country, because if you don't have honest voting, you can't have really a nation, if you want to know the truth.
Looking for a fast way to track what's moving online right now? Head over to Qnotables.com. It's a centralized index of notable clips, headlines, and references being shared across the community, organized for quick browsing. Use it to spot patterns, pull links, and build your own research list. Qnotables.com. Browse the notables, verify the facts, stay informed. All reports can be found on Q Research or Qnotables.com. Notables do not equal endorsements. We are researchers who deal in open source information, reasoned argument, and dank memes. We do battle in the sphere of ideas and ideas only. We neither need nor condone the use of force in our work here.
From the Q Research Board, April 3, 2026, Operation Epic Fury is now the top story. President Trump says diplomacy was always his first choice, but the White House has made clear that military force followed when Iran refused to change course. That message now frames the administration's broader strategy as pressure builds across the region. Iran bridge strike has become the clearest sign yet of that pressure campaign. President Trump says Iran's biggest bridge was hit, and U.S. officials say the target was a key route used to move missile and drone components. The warning from Washington is direct. Make a deal before the damage gets worse. Iraq militia pressure is rising alongside that campaign. New reporting shows Iran losing influence over some Iraqi militia networks as Baghdad struggles to contain political pressure, economic fallout, and the risk of being pulled deeper into a larger regional conflict. Mercenary killing unit allegations are also back in the spotlight. A federal lawsuit says former U.S. Special Operations personnel tied to Spear Operations Group took part in a UAE-backed assassination program in Yemen worth $1.5 million a month plus bonuses, with former Green Beret Dale Comstock named in the case. Ben Gvir. Death penalty controversy is drawing international attention. Israel's national security minister appeared in a video filmed in front of gallows at a Jerusalem museum while promoting broader use of the death penalty, adding fuel to tensions surrounding Israel's new law targeting certain Palestinian terrorism convictions. Gavin Newsom consulting backlash is now a major domestic political issue in California. The governor is facing criticism after reports that his anti-waste initiative came with a $20 million consulting contract, creating fresh questions about spending priorities inside his administration. End Sanctuary Cities Act is pushing immigration enforcement back to the center of national politics. House Republicans are advancing H.R. 7612, a bill designed to penalize state and local officials who intentionally interfere with federal immigration law enforcement. Pam Bondi ouster has triggered a major Justice Department shakeup. President Trump has removed Bondi as Attorney General and installed Todd Blanche as acting AG, setting up another power shift in Washington as attention turns to who may take the job permanently. White House ballroom approval is moving forward after a major federal vote. The National Capital Planning Commission approved the proposed ballroom project by an 8-1 margin, marking a significant step even as legal questions continue over whether Congress must sign off before construction begins. Jamie Dimon Texas expansion is underscoring the corporate shift away from New York. The J.P. Morgan chief says the bank's Manhattan headcount dropped from 35,000 to 26,000, while its Texas workforce climbed from 11,000 to 33,000, arguing that business and tax policy are driving that migration. Trump metals tariffs are being reworked as the administration sharpens its industrial policy. New actions on steel, aluminum, and copper keep the 50% tariff rate on core metal imports, while revising how derivative products are taxed in order to close loopholes and protect domestic industry.
At shop.isawaya.com, everything you buy supports Acun.top, the place where people talk freely no matter what. Check out our Acun Honey Pot, a jar of yummy honey that's as strong as your voice. Put it on toaster and tea. It's not just honey, it's freedom in every bite. Then there's Acun Butter, a smooth handmade skin cream that makes you feel good while you fight for what's right. Awesome wooden pieces for display only. Hang them up or set them out. They're for showing off Acun's tough spirit. Want to help even more? Get a Proto membership. So go to shop.isawaya.com now and grab some goodies. Help Acun.top keep free speech alive, and let's keep the ideas flowing loud and free.
All reports can be found on Q Research or Qnotables.com. Notables do not equal endorsements. We are researchers who deal in open source information, reasoned argument, and dank memes. We do battle in the sphere of ideas and ideas only. We neither need nor condone the use of force in our work here.
From the Q Research Board, April 3, 2026, Tina Peters' resentencing is back in the spotlight in Colorado. An appeals court upheld the former Mesa County clerk's convictions in the election system breach case, but ordered a new sentencing hearing after ruling the judge improperly relied on protected speech during the original sentence. Election integrity order is now one of the administration's main priorities. The White House has issued a new federal action focused on citizenship verification and tighter controls in federal elections, framing the move as a direct effort to strengthen ballot security nationwide. John Eastman's birthright citizenship fight is adding pressure to the Supreme Court debate. Eastman says he wants the justices to follow the originalist argument laid out by Solicitor General John Sauer, calling the case a defining constitutional test for the country's future. Colorado e-filing immigration rule is drawing sharp legal attention. The state judicial branch now requires certain non-government users with access to non-public data in its e-filing system to certify they will not use that information to assist federal civil immigration enforcement, except where required by law or court order. Marcus Branch reinstatement marks another reversal of the military's COVID vaccine-era policies. The Navy sailor who was separated in 2022 over refusal to take the vaccine is now being restored to service after the administration changed course on prior mandate-related removals. Military base firearms policy has also changed. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth reversed the rule that blocked service members from carrying personal firearms on U.S. bases, directing commanders to presume those requests should be approved unless there is a clear reason to deny them. Marco Rubio NATO warning is raising new questions about the U.S. role in Europe. Rubio says Washington may need to reconsider its NATO posture after allies denied access to bases and airspace during Iran operations, arguing that America should not carry the burden of alliance defense without full support. Melania Trump child reunification efforts continue as the war between Russia and Ukraine drags on. The First Lady says another group of displaced children has now been reunited with family, marking the fourth such round of returns under her involvement. Feeding Our Future sentencing has produced another prison term in Minnesota. Rochester defendant Zamzam Jama was sentenced to 6 months in federal prison and ordered to pay more than $491,000 in restitution after pleading guilty to laundering funds tied to the massive public nutrition fraud scheme. Arizona missing girl found alive has closed a case that began more than 3 decades ago. Christina Marie Plant, who vanished at age 13 in 1994, has now been found alive after investigators reopened the case and used modern methods to track down new leads. Associated Press Huawei ad controversy is fueling fresh media scrutiny. Reports say AP Content Services ran sponsored advertising content for Huawei on X and on AP's own platform, with the material labeled as paid content while the AP newsroom itself was not involved. Artemis thefts. Moon mission is now underway. NASA says Orion successfully completed the burn that sent the crew out of Earth orbit, putting astronauts on course for a roughly 10-day mission around the moon, the first crewed lunar mission since 1972. Tim Burchett UFO disclosure push is keeping pressure on Washington. The Tennessee congressman says the American people have a right to know what the government is holding back and argues that full disclosure would deeply shake the public. UFO scientists' deaths and disappearances are drawing more public attention after new reporting tied another missing official to a broader pattern involving scientists and defense-connected figures with access to sensitive aerospace or national security information. And that brings us to the close. From election integrity battles and immigration enforcement to military policy reversals, Middle East escalation, major fraud sentencing, and renewed pressure for full UFO disclosure, the message tonight is clear. The pace is accelerating, the stakes are rising, and the next phase is already underway.
Every voice matters. The power of free speech is more important than ever. Imagine a place where you can share your thoughts freely, explore new ideas, and engage in meaningful conversations anonymously. With online anonymity, you can express yourself without fear of judgment. It's about freedom, creativity, and connection. Join the conversation that matters. Embrace your voice. Celebrate your freedom. Visit 8kun.top today. That's 8kun.top.
That's all for now. Stay alert, stay informed, and never hand your thinking over to anyone on a screen, including me. God bless you, God bless our troops, and God bless the United States of America. See you soon.
Here's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos.